Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is the bald Chef of Bergamo. Welcome back to our wonderful YouTube channel. Today we'll be making chicken alla cacciatora. Chicken cacciatore for you Americans out there. Nice hearty dish, hunter style chicken. Check this out, I think you will love it. Simple dish, packed with flavor. Let's get at it. Okay, here we are. Gonna make some chicken alla cacciatore, pollo alla cacciatore. And we've got some chicken thighs that I've coated, dusted with a little bit of salt, pepper, and flour. And I got a little bit, a couple legs that I'll put in there. You want to have, the meat, the bones, and you can have the skin still on these, which is fine. I got my pan coming up to temperature with some oil. A little bit of sizzle going on here, and I'm going to do just a little quick browning, toasting of that skin, and release some of that flavor, like that. Maybe a couple of tablespoons of, maybe a tablespoon or two of olive oil. Gonna let that come up to temperature and kind of coat it. I'm not going to cook this chicken all the way through. It's just, kind of a searing of that skin. I'll turn them over, do the same thing, and then I'll do the other piece of chicken that I got. So I've kind of seared this chicken. Again, it's not ready to eat. I just seared it a bit. And I released a lot of flavor here. Still got a little bit of olive oil, and I'm going to add my vegetables. I got 2 peppers, 1 yellow, 1 orange. Want to get a little bit of color into this. I've got 4 large stalks of celery. I've got 5 carrots. Put a little bit more olive oil in this, and I'll cover and sweat it out. And then I had a little fennel, a little finocchio. So I just put a little bit of that in there. Let this sweat for a bit, and then I'll add the onions and garlic on top. And I want to cook this down just a little bit. Add a little bit more olive oil. So it's a lot of vegetables, which is great. Good way to get your veggies into the kids' diet. A bit more olive oil, another tablespoon, because I got a big batch going here. I'm going to cover this. I'm going to cover this for about 10 minutes before I add the onions. 10 plus minutes, and I just added the onions. So the rest of these vegetables have sweated nicely, taking up a lot of the flavor from that seared chicken. These rest of it incorporated. So 2 onions, 4 or 5 cloves of garlic minced, a little salt and pepper on top just to kind of help sweat them down. Let these sweat for another, 10 minutes, get them nice and cooked down a bit before I add the tomatoes, wine, chicken broth, mushrooms, etc., etc. 10 minutes or so. Vegetables have cooked down nicely. I've added maybe a cup of mushrooms, various types of mushrooms that I've had, and that's what kind of gives it the hunter's cacciatore, hunter's chicken, where you got a lot of stuff, a lot of rustic flavors, mushrooms, peppers, onions. Of course, the hunter's not out there trying to hunt down a chicken. It's not very competitive, I'm sure. So now I'm going to add maybe a cup and a half of white wine. And then I'm going to leave the lid off and let the alcohol evaporate, but to keep the flavor in. And then I'm going to add probably a cup and a half of chicken broth, cup and a half, 2 cups. And it all depends on how much chicken, how many vegetables you're going to use, because you want to have everything covered. And then I'll add my tomato sauce, and then the spices. Oh, and of course the black olives. So let me get the black olives ready to go. So I've added a 14-ounce can, well, you should add a 14-ounce can of tomato sauce. I actually had some leftover sauce. I made a marinara the other day, so I just used that. And then I put an 8-ounce can of tomato paste. Again, you can just use 14, 15 ounce can of tomato sauce, and then an 8 ounce can of tomato paste. And it's pretty thick. And at this point, that's going to go to the side. I'm probably going to add two cups of chicken broth, organic. I don't have any chicken broth, fresh chicken broth that I made, so I'm just going to go and use this. And I've already measured some of this out already, so got myself a nice consistency there of the chicken broth. And what I'll probably do is I will put a little bit of well, I won't add the seasoning yet, but I'm going to, at this point, I'm going to add the best part, which is the kalamata olives. I've got a little over a cup, maybe almost a cup and a half of black olives. I'll get those in, incorporate those flavors. I'm probably going to need a few more because, you know, I love the olives in this. And as you can see, the portions just kind of gives you an idea. Maybe another half a cup of olives. So we'll go two cups of olives when it's all said and done. Then I'm going to add my thyme, spices, and then I'm going to throw the chicken in. Make sure it's covered, and then braise it. So I've added 5 large fresh sage leaves, a nice bunch of fresh thyme. And I did add a little bit of chicken bouillon because, you know, although the chicken broth is good, it's not as good as fresh homemade chicken broth, so I needed just a little bit more flavor. And now I'm going to go ahead and add chicken in here carefully. Don't want to splash it. I want to kind of get it as I just splashed it right there. Sorry about that. And work this in underneath all the vegetables. And really going to get a lot of this flavor coming off as this slowly cooks. And I'll cover this and put this on low heat. And, you know, if you want to, you could put it over a fire. You know, you got your fireplace as a rustic feel. Or you could cover it, put it in the oven, bake it for a couple hours. You know, at 300 degrees or something like that, 250 maybe, I don't know. But I'm going to leave it on the stove top, low simmer covered. I'm going to get a little bit of the vegetables I'm going to put on top, but my hands are dirty, so I'll have to do that in a second. But I'll show you what that looks like. Then I'll add a little bit of dry spices like some parsley. Not going to put any pepper in it, although I would recommend adding pepper at the end. I'm not going to put any pepper in it right now. Let me go ahead and wash my hands, put the parsley in, and just throw some vegetables on top. So a tablespoon of oregano, and a little more than a tablespoon of parsley. And got the chicken buried down in there. Got to cook in the juices. I'm going to cover this. Slow cook this for an hour plus, maybe 2 hours. It's all just going to release the flavor, and then this will be great. We'll see what it looks like at the end. So I had this cook for about 2 hours. Actually, I did put it in the oven, about 325. Yeah, that's right, Mickey. And this is just perfect. Just a thick, rich chicken cacciatore sauce. This chicken is falling off the bone. Thick, rich sauce. This is just great. You can put this on pasta. I'm gonna have some pasta with mine. My wife's gonna do a paleo diet, so she just gets to have the vegetables and the meat and sauce. It's fine. But see the chicken coming off there? Oh, this is just perfect. The aroma is fantastic. This is just something that's good fall weather food here. It's a cool Sunday today. Got football on the TV. Let's plate this up with some pasta. This is our final product here. I got this nice thick sauce. We had wheel pasta this night for the kids. They like it.
Wheel pasta, yeah.
Exactly. And look at how that chicken just falls apart. Well, perfectly cooked. That, my friends, is chicken cacciatore. Buon appetito. Chef of Bergamo. Good eats. What do you say, Mickey?
Grazie.
Prego.
Prego.
A dopo, a prossimo.